Good Monday morning, December 23rd. It is Christmas week. The markets seem like they're so scary. It's so bad. What are we supposed to do? Well, I'm telling you right now, we've got some things we got to talk about because I don't think it is as scary as it feels like. I don't know why we are getting doubles there, but there we go. Hey, everybody, let's go ahead and get this retweeted and shared. I am doing my part right now, getting it posted over on Academy BitLab. It's also here, of course, live on at Kelly Kellum and on YouTube. We're going to be diving right on in today because I want to get into these charts. I want to get into these signals. Everybody get active in the live chat. Everybody here, did you see? I had it posted to the public for just a little bit. I did the morning jumpstart TA. How many of you watched that? Let me know. And also, guys, we are still below $100,000. So the BitLab Academy deal is going to be active while we're under $100,000. Take advantage of that while you can. I want to see everybody active in the live chat, whether on Twitter or here on YouTube. Let's say good morning to each other. Happy holidays. Let's make sure we are doing what we need to stay ahead of this trend or not do stupid things to mess up our future money. This is what it's all about, everybody. This moment right now is going to define your future. So without any further ado, except for just a little bit, I forgot I need to copy paste this into the comments with all the links on the Twitter page. The question is, have you hit that like button? Have you hit the subscribe button? Have you dinged the bell? Have you retweeted this? Share it with your friends and family, and we will set a goal. If we get 10 super chats, let's set it 10 super chats. Giveaway today picked from those that retweet. I'm posting the goal right now. If we get 10 super chats, we will do a giveaway today. Now, with that being said, I think it's time. Did I get it in there? No, I did not. And it's right here. Comment, paste, and I think it's time. I think it's time to jump into it. You guys ready? You guys ready to jump into these charts? Let me see some activity in the live chat. Let's see some activity. The Gray family, Alter Ego, Matthew Verby, Bill Brower, One House Productions, Alexandra G, our queen of the mods here, always getting those timestamps in. I appreciate you. Tater in the house, Falco, all the usual suspects here. I think it's time to get into it. Let's do it. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you tuned in from. Holiday week, wherever you're at around the world, just take a moment to find some gratitude. Remember that this is not just about numbers on a chart. It's not just about making money. Let's ask what the why is. That why is to have a better life. That why is to help our friends and family. That's why is to be free of the system. But let's actually talk about some of those numbers so we can make sure we can actually meaningfully navigate this space. Because when we look at what's going on here, so scary, all the way up here at about 108,000, a little over $108,000 in this drop. This felt so scary. Oh, we're back up. Oh, drop again. I shared this morning on the BitLab Academy stream. Let me go ahead and mute that. On the BitLab Academy stream, where's it at actually? It's right here. On the BitLab Academy page, I should say, I posted here in the posts, yours might say community, right here. And I'm going to delete this in a moment. It actually doesn't matter now because we're past that time. But I talked about where I thought, price levels to watch. And that was one of those price levels, coming as this was breaking down. We were watching in the zone for another move down to the liquidity that was below us. There was a yellow node right in this, where was it about? It was like 93.5 right in this zone. And we said if we lost that, we're probably going to go a bit deeper, which would put us in the middle of that orange block. And this is exactly where we're at right now. However, there's a bullish setup here, and I'm going to be talking about that here in just a moment. But my question for you is, are you scared right now? Are you excited? Are you kind of like, I know what's coming, so I'm just not going to let the price action right now bother me? Everybody's going to have different emotions around all this because everybody has different levels of experience and time in the market. And Falco kicking it off with the $20 super chat. Happy holidays. Hit the like and spread the cheer. Big love to you, Falco. Thank you for all the support over the years. We're coming up on 2 years here. With the live stream that we're doing on YouTube. BitLab's been around longer than that. But I do appreciate all of you. And again, Bill Brower, always in the house too. Shout out. So when we look at what's going on here and realize coming back over here, we're still sitting above $3 trillion market cap. Bitcoin kind of oscillates, going above 2 trillion, comes back down. But look, we're at 1.8 right now. Even if we were to dip further from here, where we're at on the timeline, the setup, the structure of where we're at historically is super bullish. When we come out here, we come to having progress and we see this. Look at this. This is a halving. This is where we're at. Look at this. It's very, very similar setup each time. Of course, this kind of ran away early on, but the market cap was much smaller. We've got a long way to go. And we know that because when we look at this from the cycle bottom and you count the number of days, look at this. I'm going to turn these off. These are the two previous cycles before. This is where we're at right now. The cycle before us, that was a cycle. Oh, we're below it. Well, let's look at the cycle before that. We're above that. We're literally kind of in this median range, exactly where we're supposed to be. Some people feel like, oh, the cycle's over. Well, realize that we had this cool off right here. We had this cool off right here on this. If we turn this off, you can see on the 2017 cycle, pretty big sell off there from up here all the way down here. Also right here. But then look at this big move up. Oh my God, it's over. Continues and kind of chopped around before it actually ended up going down. We have some work to do. Everybody keeps thinking that because these big players are coming in and because we have this idea that there's a potential schedule buying pressure from nations, that actually makes it more emotionally charged for some washout. But I'm going to show you some signals. I'm going to show you some charts. I'm going to show you some on-chain as well as some technical setups that are actually suggesting right now is really nothing more than bear trap potential that is meant to trigger all of us emotionally. So let's not get triggered emotionally and realize that we're all good. When we come over here and look at the biggest losers in the last 24 hours, hype. Okay, this was tied to some Korean FUD and all that stuff going on. Move, I'm not even sure what Move is. Down 6.5. WorldCoin 6. It's not that bad. It's not really that bad. Everybody feels like things are crashing right now. And you come over here to the others chart and realize we talked about this. We talked about this potential fake out to the downside out of this. A little chop in the zone before a continuation of the upside. Currently, we're kind of looking like that setup is still in place. The others chart is all of the crypto outside of the top 10. Oh, excuse me. Oh, so we got to keep an eye on this because all in all, when you look at the total, this is actually looking quite healthy. Look at this. We actually finally broke out above this previous total, the total 3, which is everything except Bitcoin and Ethereum. Look at this. We broke to a new high here. Finally just happened only a few days ago, December 7th. And now we're sitting kind of in the zone. If this comes down further, even all the way down into this zone here, another $200 billion down, that would be a lot of spillage on the altcoins that you're holding. But ultimately, this would still be a very bullish setup. Now, this is important to pay attention to because everybody's expecting the alt season started. It's only up from here. Well, there's going to be shakeouts, especially as I just mentioned, because there's so much bullishness in what people are expecting in this market. Because we might get a Bitcoin, a national strategic reserve, because we might have an international arms race for Bitcoin, because corporations and institutions, because of all this, everybody's like, it's just going to 1 million from here. Well, it's going to have some bumps along the way. And we've talked about that in the previous cycles, how when you look at what's gone on in previous cycles, we've had a number of massive dips along the way. I didn't even draw them all out here on the 2015 to 2018 market. This had 11 moves of 15% or more to the downside. It had, I think, 9 moves of 26 to 40% all the way. Look, and it's just rocking people out all the way up. That's why where we're at right now, considering where we're at in relative to the halving, this is that halving back there. The halving here would have been right about right here, option V. So boom, look, I mean, does this really look that bad? People are so worried right now with this little move. This is, come on, guys, we're pulling back to $90,000. Let's remind ourselves, we're pulling back to around $90,000 currently. This is phenomenal considering where we're at in the market. Coming into the end of the year where we regularly see a little bit of dampening of liquidity in the market, a little bit of retraction of volume, a little bit of eyes focused life, but also tax harvesting that we see institutions, corporations, and individuals do to either harvest some tax, basically some losses in certain places, reallocate funds. This is a regularly scheduled occurrence, but there's something else that's very important too. We're going to get into that right now. That's not what I want to show. Right here, check this out. Christmas, look at this, softening into Christmas launch. Okay, sell off right before Christmas, a push up, and right after Christmas, we have the washout, then up. We had two washouts right here. This is that 2016, 2017 timeframe. 2020, 2021. Okay, nice move up. Just after Christmas, sell off, continuation. Where we're at right now, it's kind of like a combination of these three, but where we're at in relationship to the halving, to other signals as well, is all suggesting that we just need to be a little bit more patient right now, And I do want to say, if anybody is new here, because we get new people every day as this market's heating up, I do want to introduce myself. My name's Kelly Kellum, Director, BitLab Academy. I'm a community member with all of you here, and all we want to do is bring meaningful tools, content, and most importantly, a healthy community, a positive people giving you unbiased ideas, thoughts, and tools so you can navigate this market. So it's my honor to be talking with you all today, and I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Follow us for more. And just a reminder, we do giveaways. And right now, today, if we get 10 super chats, we will be doing a giveaway from those of you that head over here to the @KellyKellum Twitter page, my page here, or @Academy BitLab, and on the stream, I don't know why it's not showing, but on the screen broadcast right here, hit that retweet, hit this like button. If we get 10 super chats today, we will draw a random person from those of you that retweet to give away. We've given away money. We've given away memberships to BitLab. We've given away these $100 Arculus cards. We've given away merchandise. Always kind of changes around, so you never know what it's going to be. But continuing on, we got some things to talk about, so let's get into it. Average quarter 1 returns for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Looks like the next few months will be fun. Plus 56% for Bitcoin. Plus 92% for Ethereum. Q1 tends to be a very explosive year. And this is also, look at this. This is in combination with the bearish months included. So I do think we have some bullishness to go for. Who dog? Go, Kelly, go. What's up? How you doing, my friend? John, can you look at AIOZ? We could probably look at AIOZ, but let's, we got some data we got to go through. This is what I'm talking about. Having, sure, but we also have the global liquidity, money that's going into the system. When this ticks up, that provides more risk on behavior. People like money flowing into the stock market, money flowing into crypto. So what we are at right now, this dotted line is kind of the general idea. The block line is actually what happened with the global liquidity. Look how, pretty damn on point this is. It's not 1-to-1, but it's pretty darn close in terms of the directionality. See, look at this. Boom. Look at this. Boom. And people are worried right now. And we just saw that China's about to increase the liquidity that they're, pumping in their markets. We're about to have a change in administration. I do believe that, unfortunately, money printing is not something that's ever going to go away. New quantitative easing, money getting into the markets. It's terrible for anybody that's not investing to hedge themselves against that. And in addition to that, Bitcoin and the crypto market is the best opportunity that we've had in a multi-generational time frame. Arguably the best opportunity in the history of the world, because you all are here. You found out about this. Even if you don't own yet, you're ahead of 7.5 billion people. There's only about 400 to 500 million people that have any interaction whatsoever with crypto. 400 to 500 million people sounds like a lot of people, but some of those people hold $10 worth. Some hold more than we could ever imagine. But large in part, the mass majority of the world is not even really integrated or onboarded yet. And there's so much room to grow. And we're about to see this liquidity explode. And that's why when we look at the chart here and we understand where we're at right now, boom, we've got this huge amount of growth to go. before the cycle top is actually in. And people say the top is in. No, you're out of your damn mind if you think the top is in. Considering Bitcoin will hit a market top above 168,500 based on the Mayer multiple. And this has been pretty on point. But I want you to notice 168,000 is where this is at this angle here. You see this? This is if we went literally directly vertical to hit that zone. Notice this right here. Do you see this red line? This red line, as this starts pushing up, the price, I mean, the red line starts bending up as well. So this is if we went straight vertical. If we start pushing up, you know, as we have been and continue up, this upper bound is going to continue expanding higher as well, meaning that this would be the lowest top that would be likely, theoretically. So we need to make sure that we hedge ourselves. But the overwhelming possibility is for up in this market. By the way, if you want to understand how to read these charts, understand on-chain data, technical analysis, candles, patterns, trading signals, trading indicators, portfolio, we have all that in BitLab Academy, and we are under $100,000 Bitcoin price. So as long as we are under that $100,000 Bitcoin price, that deal that you're seeing right there is going to be still live. lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. You're going to get 15 days free and about 35% off your membership for the life of your account. So notice that. Take advantage of it while you can. Continuing on, we got all this liquidity above us. This is a magnet. The brighter this color is, the more liquidity is up there. And look how many bright colors we have below us when you're zoomed out on the 1 week chart. Not much. Now, could we bleed a little bit more down? This actually has bled down since this, into the zone, but there's not much liquidity down there. When we zoom into today's, we do see, this is zoomed in on the 12-hour. That's why you're seeing relative hot and cold. You see this right here, 92.8. We got a little node here, but when you zoom out, you come back over here to the week, you see this. We don't have much below us, but we have all of this above us. So I would lean more towards, even if we got a washout to the downside, it's more of a bear trap than anything else. We also, I forget who posted it, but somebody posted every breakdown that we've seen since January 11th, 2024 has been a bear trap. Every one of them, because the price has always rebounded and gone much higher. Now, does that mean you go 100x leverage long everything? No, you need to figure out the spots of reversal and then confirmation, which is what we try to break down in all the different courses we have in BitLab Academy, also in the BitLab Academy Discord, and also some of the signals we put in the Signals Lab. And, I try to go over as much as I can on the stream, but there's so much to cover in this, basically the free live stream that we're doing here on a daily basis. But this is that zone. The key support zone for Bitcoin now lies between 97 and 93. Well, we've kind of come down. Now, what is this? This is basically the amount of Bitcoin that is traded. It's kind of like a VPVR, the volume profile, how much Bitcoin has traded at each price level, as you can see down here. There is a gap here. Now, why would there be a gap there? There's a gap there because when you come out here, for instance, on the chart, see these candles? Very large, but there is some price traded in here. But right here, see, there's nothing here. So what happened is these are inefficiencies. There's nothing really traded between 77 all the way up here to 86. And then again, in this zone here. So when you actually look at how much has been traded in these zones, look at this where it starts, 72. And then look right here, 76. This is where that inefficiency, where there's not a lot of price that's traded in those ranges. So price a lot of times likes to either hold above or fall back through to fill that out. That's why, as bullish as I am, I'm still aware that we may have some sort of what feels like a catastrophe of price coming down to fill in, bounce in some of these zones, like all right in here, potentially come down, boom, flush that, and then make the move. That is still a possibility. As bullish as we are, shout out to Tater. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, brother. Thank you for all you do. You're an amazing person. Shake and I wish you the best. Much love to you. Can't thank you enough. Get some food. Much love. Get some lunch. I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate anybody that just tunes in. You're all family to me, and I really do appreciate you. If we do not get this, which I hope we don't, because I think that I don't want people to get wrecked or upset for the holidays and into the beginning of the year. But this ultimately would, that ultimately would actually be very bullish because you would clear this out and really set a really strong floor to go to the upside. Now, where we're at, looking at it right now, this is, I mean, we do have a bit of a broadening wedge here. We have this descending, and I talked about this in the morning TA session that I did. See, rejection, rejection, rejection. Oh, we broke through, bounce, 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 maybe a bounce right here. But you see this descending level of support now on the bottom of this. And now we have this resistance. This is a broadening wedge angled to the downside. Broadening wedges, patterns that angle to the downside tend to break to the upside. So we're going to want to watch this. However, as I have been talking about the last 2 months, because everything's so tense right now with bullishness and fear, I've seen these break bullish. I've seen patterns break the direction they're supposed to catch people and then move the opposite direction, wash people out, and then make the move. Alternatively, we've seen the break in the opposite direction. Everybody's like, oh, it failed. Then it comes back up and moves something like this to go up. So that's right now is a patient zone until we start really, I mean, I would say until we clear this level, this 113, and start making our way up to that next target. And the next target would be somewhere up here in the 140s. And we'll have some movement between that. But there's just, everything is on a razor's edge right now. And so we need to pay attention for the possibilities of washouts to the downside and realize that there are actually opportunities. Now, why do I feel like there's a little bit more bullishness? Because the leverage has been completely wiped out. What is this? This is a heat map showing when you have very high APR here. That means that there's a lot of leverage. When it gets down green and it gets down to green and blue, very basically no leverage. When you get very negative, that's a lot of shorts. So we're actually hitting here. Look at this. Very, very, I mean, just green with just a little bit of shorting, and negative stuff in here. But this is a very bullish setup because we flushed out a lot of the over interest in a particular bias direction. So as bizarre as this may be, and it's not just Bitcoin. Look, Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, Doge, XRP, BNB, SUI, ADA, ENA, it was Athena, Link. I mean, the list goes on. DOT, AVAX, WIF, Litecoin, AAVE. This is each line is each one of those different coins. And you can see this over the dates from the 22nd of November all the way across to the beginning of December, middle of December, and where we're at now. That overhype when we're getting really high, and look, flushed out now. Everybody's got a little bit more even keel in the market. But what are we to look to? Because this cycle is not much different from the previous ones. Look, 2017 to 2021. Price action, previous top, comes up, breaks through, bounces, goes. What do we see here? Previous top, breaks out, bounces, a little consolidation goes. Okay, where are we at right now? Previous top regions, and this is remember, this is the altcoin market cap. This isn't Bitcoin, so that's why it looks a little different. So it's cutting out Bitcoin, yeah. So what we're seeing here, look, rejection, breakdown, breakout. We're currently testing that breakout. This is what we call a confirmation of a breakout. When you break past a previous resistance and you come back down to test where the bulls come in and have the bounce. Now, look at this. Look, it tested it. And I don't know how well you can see it. Look at these wicks down below. It tested it, but washed people out. Made you convinced it was done and it was, this is it, only to launch. So watch right here. Look, we're testing it a little wick below, but there's probably going to be a little bit more work that needs to get done. All in all, the cycle is not much different from the previous ones. This is one big reason why I believe we'll soon see significantly higher prices. And this is zoomed in on a little bit when you look at this. You see this price pattern. This is a 1 month chart on the total two. Everything minus just Bitcoin. So ETH and everything else. Excuse me. Got this triangle. Breakout. Continuation. Go. Breakout. We're kind of, I meant to say consolidation. Breakout, we're having a little bit of a pause here. But if we see any fractal like we saw here, this is a copy of these candles, copy and pasted here of if we saw something similar. Either way, we are still looking incredibly bullish. And if you look even deeper, is altcoins market cap. 2020, look at the RSI. Boom, consolidating to the downside. Look at the price action. Comes up, consolidates sideways. Test kind of even dips below this ribbon here, and then just find support on it on the way up. What are we doing right now? RSI trending down. When the RSI is trending down and you are in a bullish trend and the price comes, or the market cap, whatever you're measuring here, comes down and finds support, the RSI just gave you more room to go to the upside. Why is that? Because when this is very overheated, then you also have this idea, some people call it overbought. High RSI does not mean overbought. It means there's an incredible amount of strength. The idea is when you get an incredible amount of strength, you have cycles in markets with everything. Everything oscillates. So if you get incredibly strong, there's going to be a point where that strength, basically oscillates back to weakness. So what happens is, look, got very strong. A lot of fear, some fear comes in the market, profit taking, so on and so forth, hedging. Price actually, look at this. This actually is sideways. As scary as this probably was zoomed in on your specific altcoins, the price, this basically went sideways. The RSI basically reloaded, regassed up its engines, and then boom, now you have a lot more room to go. And look at this. Now it's just boom and just kind of is able to stay up there because you tested the strength and then confirmed that bullish trend. We're just in process of doing this right now. So you can see right here, boom, it's the same thing. Now, continuing on, Ethereum, silent surge. This is very bullish, guys. Key metrics turn bullish. These factors point to persistent bullish outlook for Ethereum. Even if you think it's boring, realize a lot of other people think it's boring right now too. And that's usually when things make their move. Okay. These factors point to persistent bullish outlook for Ethereum as market participants appear ready to maintain a potential and potentially increase their exposure to Bitcoin. Here's the fund holdings. Look at this, going up. These are those different funds, Grayscale, ETFs, different. Look, price action was pushing up, and right about here, when it starts to get choppy, they're pushing up even as this is dropping. What's the next one show? Ethereum funding rates. Okay. Coming back into a healthy range, meaning you don't have like a rubber band of just elasticity of sharp volatility because of emotional traders. This has kind of washed that out. Boom, came back to a healthy zone. What else do we got? We see Ethereum, the Korean premium index. Korea is really aping into this more so than other places in the world because on the Korean exchanges, there's more buying pressure there than you're seeing on other exchanges. Thus, the premium is saying they're spending a little bit more than you would on, for instance, Coinbase or Binance, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of excess buying pressure here. Where is this? Where is this? Directly in relationship to where the price is dropping, aka buying the dip. And then, guys, I think when ETH goes, it's going to shock some people. Then we got top AI projects by social activity. If you're wondering what you should be paying attention to, you can see where the community lies. BitTensor, which we've been talking about. So we talked about it all the way back since June or July. Made a pretty large purchase that I shared with y'all in August. Then we got VRA. Actually, this actually surprises me that this is second. But then Injective, yes. Liquidity Dex, also integrating AI tools. And then we got basically ASI, Fetch, looking pretty good. Render, Near, yes, it is integrated with AI. And you got Rose, PAL, Cubic, and AIX BT. But this gives you an idea of where the strength in the community lies. If you're wondering, kind of give you a foreshadowing of where there's going to be some excitement when the prices really start to move. Now, continuing on, I think I got one more that we're going to dive in. And then from our own Joshua Jake, is Binance listing Ondo soon? Look at this. Transfer, swap, transfer, all Ondo here. So that could be very, very good for Ondo if that were to happen. Now, getting back over to what we're looking at, we talked about this. This would be great in this zone that we've marked out. If this kind of double bottoms here, especially with a slightly higher low, and we're staying above, if we see when it's like this, it just looks straight down. If you zoom in on this, you realize there's more of a trend line here than you want to admit. Let's go down to the 2 hour. This is that trend line. If we're able to hold this in this basically descending broadening wedge, especially in the zone, even this came down further, this is still setting up a bullish potentiality for this to come up. Now we do have negative money flow here on the 2 hour. We kind of want to see a shift happening here. But what happened? Michael Saylor still buying, not down here. He bought up here. Average price 106, which would be right in this zone. Was their average price $560 million worth. And as they were talking about in the Discover Crypto show, and some people are like, but should I buy here with my $400? Well, the question is, are you willing to hold for 4 months, 6 months? Because the odds are between now and 6 months from now, the price will be higher. Based on looking at the global liquidity cycles, looking at where we're at in the halving cycle, looking at what's happening, with the $42 billion consistent purchases from over the next 3 years from MicroStrategy, from the nation states. I mean, there's so much on the horizon here, and the new administration. Could we get shakeouts between now and then? Sure. We got Tig Old Biddies in the house. Said, Merry Christmas, Lab Rats. Feels like forever since I've been able to catch a live stream. I hope you're all staying healthy. Thank you for showing up in here, Tig Old Biddies. What a name for me to call out with the super chat. It's been a while. Yeah, it's nice to see you back in the family here. A big love to everybody. I mean, how many we got? We got one, two, three. We got three. Oh, we only need several more, and then we'll do a giveaway today. But big love to everybody. Thank you for the support. Black Ice always in here too. I appreciate you. John, how you doing? But let's see. I do remember somebody asked for AIOZ. Let's look at this. What's going on? And I want to show you something here. You see this? A lot of coins look so similar right now with this sort of bleeding and this kind of hesitation. So watch, check this out. Look at this. Avalanche, Crow, Cardano, Ondo. We're having this washout and then this sort of link. Look at this. They all look exactly the same. Right now, there's just kind of a waiting game for that risk narrative and what things are going to be doing. ENA, even ENA that had kind of like the Trump pump, still had that big washout and then the little bleed off here. Algorand, washout. This actually is looking a little stronger. Option T, Algorand, boom, right here. We're kind of in a symmetrical triangle. See that? So got a bounce. This is going to be kind of more like that. There we go. Bounce, bounce, bounce. See this? Rejection, rejection. This could go either direction, potential washout, bear trap into here and then go, or it could push up and then bounce. But when we're looking at this, when we're looking at this in terms of the data, negative money flow, the VWAPs angled to the downside, this kind of looks neutral to me. Everything's waiting on a trigger. H-bar, same thing. AVE's looking good. AVE's actually looking fairly good here. Now, what do we want to watch for? This is what we're watching for right here. This bounce, 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 bounce. As this pushes up, this is a zone. It's also, look at that, the point of control, this teal line that comes across. This is a zone we're watching for AVE, that 360 mark. We want to watch potential rejection here or a bounce, or a breakthrough and a bounce on to find support. But this AVE is actually, it's looking a little stronger than some of the others. And that may have to do with a lot of the institutional interest that's coming in, who's also participating and getting, in this sort of established sector of DeFi. Moonwell, let's look at Moonwell. Moonwell had the washout, and this is actually looking a little weaker, but we still do have higher lows. Look at this, came right down into these green boxes. What are the green boxes? They're part of the BitLab trading stack, which, by the way, you can still get at about a 30-35% discount at that link right over there. And you can only take advantage of that link while we're under $100,000, but you'll lock in that price. lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. And look at this, bouncing right on these order blocks at the BitLab Trading Stack Indicators. Just show you where the liquidity interest came in. Look, bounce, rejected. Look at this, right at the order block above us on the BitLab Trading Stack. So we're kind of waiting for the defined zone on the signal. Now, Solana, on the other hand, looks a little better. If we zoom out on Solana, got this massive sort of pattern here that we broke out of. And we've currently, look at this, came right back to it, not only on this descending resistance here, now flipping it to support, but also look, what's this green box? It's the order block right here that perfectly intersects right here. So we have liquidity interest here and we have a resistance now flipping to support. If this is able to hold, this is very bullish for Solana in the near midterm for this to bounce and go up. But once this does bounce, we want to make sure it can get above this zone right here and and not do something like this. We don't want it to bounce. We go all in, and then it comes like this and comes down. There's a real possibility of shakeout over the next week and a half or so. So although a breakout is imminent, liquidity will likely be a little low over the next few days. It's a pretty large holiday for Christmas, and there's Hanukkah, and there's holiday season. People are traveling, and so because there's low liquidity, that also means there could be some pretty big moves that are just chopping around because there's not much to really stabilize it. Because people aren't in the charts. Tickle Bitty's also gifted 5 memberships. Shout out to you, my friend. I love it when people are getting involved. We're doing a giveaway. We're doing it. Everybody, we got the $20 from Falco, and then $20 from Tater, and then I think that covered, and 5 gifts. We're doing a giveaway. By the way, I'll give you, we got about 10 minutes before we're going to do the giveaway. If you want to participate in the giveaway, all you need to do is come over to this link right here. I'll share it in the live chat. If you're on Twitter, all you have to do is hit this retweet, hit this like button, and we're drawing from this one because we got all these people participating in the live chats and memberships today. If you're on Twitter, YouTube, go to that post, hit the retweet. We will draw from this, and I will ask, let's see, Falco, I think you're the one that gave the first one. Falco and Tater, give me 2 numbers. Give me 2 numbers that are under 30, and we'll use those 2 numbers to make our decision on who gets it. And I'll be looking for those in the live chat. Now, we got a couple more things to look at. By the way, have you guys been paying attention to Dog meme coin? Have you guys been paying attention to Dog? And I would argue it is not a meme coin based on every fundamental metric of how it was released, how it has no major secret holders that were part of the launch. No, this was evenly distributed amongst tens of thousands, like 90,000 people or something when they airdrop. Now it has over 99,000 holders. Every token's out. There's no inflation. There's no more emissions. It's it is the principles of Satoshi himself in what I would call a culture coin in the meme community, but it's not listed on any major tier 1 exchange yet. Do you understand that? It is flipped Ordi in market cap, is flipped Peanut in market cap, is flipped SPX 6900 in market cap, is flipped Gigas, AI memes, Mudang, Nero, and it doesn't even have a tier 1 listing yet, which means once these things, when they do get launched on Kraken and Binance and all these various different OKX large exchanges, huge amount of liquidity comes in. And because this community is a community-driven thing, there's nobody out there paying to get it listed. When you see these trash coins out there getting listed on Binance or any of these, and it's like they've got like a $7 million or $20 million market cap, somebody's paying for that to happen. This will get listed on the principle that it has the Bitcoin principles. And essentially what it is, it's a rune, it's Dog on runes. So it's essentially inscribed Satoshi. So technically you're buying a unique version of Bitcoin itself that's basically just encapsulated in runes. And when you look at that chart, guys, actually, let me go over to Matthew Hyland, because he actually pointed this out. He pointed this out the other day. Look at him with his dog vibes. Where is it at? Let me see. And by the way, there's no paid KOLs. There's no paid influencers. Anybody that talks about it, Dan Gambardello, Mark Yusko, hedge fund manager. There's a long list of people there. Even Murad, Mustaf Murad, the meme guy, he's like, this has the best fundamentals out there. And people are worried about it. And also here, there will be a major supply shock to Dog on Bitcoin that will catch so many off guard. 100% of the supply was airdropped. Buyers with conviction have been absorbing the selling pressure from those who are airdropped. Guys, you just don't understand what's happening here, because look at this. Dog on Bitcoin retraced less than Doge. It dropped less than Pepe. It dropped less than WIF, dropped less than Bonk, dropped less than Popcat. On this pullback, Dog performed best than all of them because it has a real community behind it. So what does it look like? What does the chart look like? Let's see. So there we go. Boom. For some reason, yeah, there we go. So let's delete these lines and look at this large liquidity zone right here. This is the chart. This is where it was launched right back in here, at least on the MEXC. So nice movement here. If we actually draw this out, there's a bit of a cup and handle here, if you will, that's come down into this zone. If that's the case, we can get a little too ahead of ourselves with bullishness here, but we can measure this down. This is very crude. The target on this would be all the way up here, which was, I mean, you don't even want to look at this because this is about another 300% move from here. But the point here is this is setting up for some max bullishness as the meme the liquidity in the market, the alt season starts, everything gets going, and then people start rotating to other projects. I do think that this is going to perform very well, which is why I have a probably larger size position than I should. And I think I'm actually more excited about this coin than anything else, just because it has such a wonderful positive community and just the way it was released, you know? So shout out to the DAO community. Really shout out to the DAO community. Now let's look at a couple more things before we go. I want to look at DOT as well. DOT, some people still calling out DOT. They're like, oh, everything has kind of been having some trouble in this last about a couple weeks with this little sell-off. But when you look at this sort of sell-off here, and then this nice sort of base that this has created, this is broken out into the order block, boom, where all that liquidity was, that red box, and come right back, look at that, into this other, there we go. Coming right back, confirming, basically flipping this previous resistance to support. Excuse me, reversal candle. If we can hold this, I do think DOT is still going to perform incredibly well this cycle. Another one we haven't looked at lately, Stacks. Look at this nice trend line here, all the way back here, December 2022, support. If we lose that, is it the end of the world? No, in my opinion, this would be a pretty big fake out. I would be looking for an opportunity in this order block zone right in here if that were to happen. If this is able to hold this zone, which it looks like it's trying to, we're probably going to pinch in between this before we get the move out of this. But everything right now, it's kind of, be a little calm right now. Be a little patient, because everything is so charged up with expectation, and let the market do the work. That's what we need to do right now. Let's look at Render. Man, look at this. Just on the 3-day chart, double bottomed here with a little bit higher low, pushed up. We talked about this possible breakdown up here, back into the order block zone. It's exactly what it did. Came right into this where these previous lows and previous highs were. You see this? Order block called that perfectly. Found some support here. If we can hold this, we're watching for a move up. Hopefully not a rejection when it moves up into this. But we want to keep our eyes on this, because look at this curvature on the money flow. It's kind of looks like it's trying to do the work, but we're on the 3-day chart. So what does it look like on the 4-hour chart? Pretty big move down on the momentum, smaller move down on the momentum. We have the VWAP kind of contending back and forth right here, not giving clear signal, but the stochastics are angled up. The RSI is trying to fight its way back above the 50 zone right here. And you see everything. This looks just like all those other alts that we looked at the beginning of the stream. So that is pretty interesting. Now, I think it's time. Everybody that is here, we got quite a nice room of viewership today. We got 886 people. If you are following, big love to you. I do want to shout out real quick our channel partners, then we're going to do the giveaway. So if you haven't yet, here you got 2 minutes. Where is it at? You got 2 minutes to go back over to my page right here, or at Academy BitLab. It's on there as well. Come here, hit this retweet. Oh, we got 28 of you participating. Right. Hit that retweet, hit that like button, and we'll draw. I did not see the numbers. Damn it. You know what? It's 12:23 today. So those are the numbers I'm going to use. That makes sense, because that's an easy way to do it. And we'll do a little random math thing to pick a random person. But I do want to shout out our channel partners, CoinW. If you want to get into our free signals lab, where we have trading signals all day long from me, there's about 6 other professional traders in there also sharing signals all day long, and we got so much coming to that. That link is right down here in the description. join our free traders group right here. It walks you through how to do that. And if you want to make sure you are protecting yourself, head over to nordvpn.com. We got the link right here as well, nordvpn.com/BitLab, and you get 4 extra months free. And then, of course, make sure you check out Arculus. Make sure you're protecting your crypto so you can protect your future. Get Arculus.com. Use code BitLab20 for 20% off. This is a great gift to give somebody or to give yourself as well. And so, I mean, one tap, total security. This is my favorite crypto cold storage solution. So shout out to them as well. Now, I think it's time to do the giveaway. Let's do it right now. Okay, well, everybody's getting involved. Shout out to each and every one of you. Make sure, by the way, before we go, because I am doing more of those morning turbo TA jump starts as I showed you here. This was, look, 6 minutes. This was 16. Some of them are 7. And it's going to be the same thing every day. I'm trying to save time. I just do the day and the date, just so you know which one it is. But you got to have your thing on subscribed, and you got to have your thing on notifications on, because I don't post them to where you get a notification on the public stuff. It gets posted in the community page for BitLab members, okay? And sometimes, even if you're not a member, I try to throw everybody some love, and I'll post it here in the public thing so you get access. So, you know, sometimes I'll even do it for 5 minutes and then take it off so just so a member can see it. But I want to give as much as I can to as many people as possible so that we can all succeed together. So let's do it. It was 12 and 23. So where's my pin? There we go. So we're going to do 12 and 23. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Golden Child, you get an Arculus. And then we will do 23 plus 12. It's 23 plus 12. My math is on point, isn't it? 23 plus 12. It's 35, right? And we have 37. So let's go and see this. It would be the second to last one. Joshua Merritt, you get an Arculus. So we're doing 2 giveaways today because I love you guys. Both of you, please reach out to me and we'll get you all sorted out. Golden Child and Taco Merritt, big love to you. I appreciate every single one of you. Make sure I'm going to try I'm going to be streaming tomorrow, probably from my house. And I'll try to get some out on Christmas Day as well. Maybe we'll do a little Christmas thing for those that are around. I love you. I appreciate you. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you. I'm going to send you guys, I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to redirect you right over to the blockchain basement. So with that, I bid you adieu. Adios.